Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sheila from Bohodaydreams. Welcome to my channel. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we're going into the 4th of July, and tomorrow is Canada Day in my country. So happy Canada Day to all my wonderful brothers and sisters of Canada. And July 4th is going to be my first July 4th living in your country, because last year I was in Canada at this time. So as a permanent resident here in the USA, this is my first 4th of July event, and I'm so excited. So beautiful sunshine outside. Thank you, Bob. And for anyone who wonders who Bob is the son of one of our crafting members, and his mom says that Bob asks the sun to shine every day, and the sun shines, and that makes us all happy. So when I found that out, Bob became the official weather person of Bohodaydreams. So he's very special to us, and when you think about it, just give him a shout out and say thanks, Bob. Bob watches some of these videos, and he enjoys hearing his name in regards to being the weatherman. And on a little aside here, Bob just got a job, so he's going to be going to work here in a couple of weeks, and I'm not entirely sure what he's going to be doing, but I hope that he will still keep his job with us here as our exclusive weatherman. We love you, Bob. All right, so I have this beautiful journal sitting here, and this is going to be a two-part. This will be a two-part video, because the package from this crafter was amazing, and the details of the journal alone will make this video a little bit longer. So I'm going to video the rest and put that up in a separate video, because the inspiration you'll garner from this crafter is amazing. And I just want to say that I've redone this video a few times now, like 4, because I get emotional with the personal details that this crafter takes when she creates something. She's amazing, and I feel so very, very blessed that I call her my very special friend. She's such a special friend to me. Her name is Vickie West, and she's also the admin in our Facebook group, Bohodaydreams. So you can find her on Instagram, and she's Talccplus. And note the extra C in there. Vickie told me that Talc with the extra C is the first initial of all of her grandchildren. And then she remarried and became a blended family, and so she added the plus. So Vickie says that she does not have her journals on her Instagram, but she has other forms of her art on the Instagram. And this is, you'll see the soaps sitting over in the corner there. This is what Vickie sent me last year, and it gave me an emotional breakdown on the camera, because I was so touched that somebody would send me something like this on my first Christmas away from my country, with no hope of seeing any of my family. She just took it upon herself to be Vickie. And that's very touching. She created this as a bookmark in a book. And I have these things sitting in front of me because this lady just melts my heart. Okay. So we're gonna look at this. She sent me a letter And I'm just going to read part of it to you because it explains the uniqueness and the specialness of this journal. She says, you will, let's see. She says, the laces and trims are mostly vintage. Some were my mother's, and there's a little blue bead somewhere in the book, also my mother's. I only have a few of those, so they are very dear to me. Only the most special people in my life get those. There's a few Edith Holden pages, and what is so special about those is the book was given to a little lady by her daughter in 1996, who was in a retirement center and later in the hospital. Lots of visitor entries until the end of July, and then the entries stopped, and she passed away at age 91 on Vickie's mother's birthday. There are vintage braille pages, vintage glass leaves, which I just love. She even stuck in a couple of my pictures, and I'll point them out. Her all-time favorite Winnie the Pooh quote, and an altered paper clip with a pink stone from an old bracelet of Vickie's. There are vintage postcards from when her and her husband went to Ohio. Unique about Vickie is that she always sews with red thread, and she adds a touch of red in her book somewhere. She also has a bit of a sense of humor, and she included a few extras because she was having such a hard time getting started on the journal with a huge mental block. She decided to make other things first to maybe give her some inspiration. So the stationery box and envelopes, which I'm going to video for the next, have been made for months. And then she says she's also included vintage magazines and cards, which she did. The package was just amazing. So this is a hardcover journal, and these are trims that she ordered from Switzerland from our favorite trim shop lady and ephemera lady, and she's in Switzerland. Her name is Eve Gerber, and if I can figure out how to link Eve's Etsy shop, I will, because her ephemera is amazing and her postcards are equally amazing. So this is just an example of one of Eve's types of vintage postcards. Well, these are actually antique. So Vickie added one of these, and Vickie has stitched around it with using the blanket stitch. Oh, I just love it. And you can see all the different laces that Vickie used. This cover is so unique. This is all individually knotted, seam binding. Okay, I'm back. I just had to get rid of the sniffles. Okay, so she also added a pocket. And Vickie had done a lot of pouring because she wanted to use that on her front cover, she said. But she wasn't, she felt she wasn't successful, so she used the small piece that she had, that she felt was successful, and she made this beautiful little book. And it has different languages. It's got Romanian and Spanish for the words friends and the bond of friendship. And that's what that means, the bond of friendship. And then there's this beautiful little, I cannot see the picture. I don't have my glasses on right now, but there's a beautiful little photo in there. And please excuse my fingers, because I was dyeing envelopes with distress inks, and I don't know if anybody's done that without gloves on, but it's not pretty. And I thought I had brought gloves along, and then I couldn't find them. And I did it anyway. This is the beautiful tassel. And Vickie has used multiple different seam bindings. Or sorry, these are silk. pieces. And Vickie dyes her silks by hand. So she does all her hand dyeing, paper dyeing too. And she just put it on one of these large little, I think they're binder clips. Look at that, it's so pretty. And it says story. She's tied it with a luscious, luscious cream silk tie. Whoops, sorry about my arms. I should have done this before. It's just so lush. All right. Hope I can, oops, I'm going to move that. There we go. Look at this. It's beautiful paper. Beautiful page. And you can just browse along as I go over the papers. And the details in this book are amazing because she investigated me to know what I loved and when was my birthday. Even in so much as she contacted one of my family members to ask when my birthday was. But of course Vickie didn't know that my family members rarely go on Facebook Messenger because, well, they don't have to. They all live in the same place. So my birthday is in June. And this would be one of those Edith Holden pages. And these would be some of the last entries before this lady died. Beautiful card. Oh, that's so pretty. And all the details. Look at the pretty paper. And I don't know what the paper Vickie used is, but it's just so beautiful. And details like this. So Vickie does her own papers. So she dyes with pomegranate and avocado, but they gave different effects. So she used pieces of them and just labeled them. Isn't that interesting? That's so interesting to me. What a beautiful piece of ephemera. And here is one of the last entries, and that would be my birthday. And that's why she's added a tiny little jewel. And this is what just kind of made me have my first meltdown when I saw that. I thought, that can't be a coincidence. And then I saw, as I went through the book, it's not a coincidence at all. Am I still in frame? Vickie knows I'm a prayer, so that's why she would add something like that for me. And in here, let me see if I can do this. Is a rose. And rose is the birth flower of June. So those little details, you know, when I saw that, at first I saw the little jewel, and then I saw that and I thought, there are no coincidences with this lady, it's intentional. Beautiful tabs that have just been covered up with lace. And she took a piece out of the friendship book, and then here again. This is where I'm like, oh, this is no coincidence. There we go again. June 20th. And here's her vintage braille paper. This is one of the cards. Vickie had a bit of a challenge on Facebook that said, show us your steaming cup of tea or coffee. And so I tried. And there was steam. It just wasn't very noticeable in the photo. So she's fixed that. But look at the beautiful mountains in the background. And I actually broke that cup when I went falling down the stairs. I broke it. Sadness. But now I have a picture of that. I also lost a lot of that sort of thing when I broke my phone too and had to get a new phone. I broke it. I don't have that picture anymore. Just beautiful. More beautiful cards. Beautiful lace pocket. And here is one of those vintage glass leaves. So beautiful. Another beautiful little journaling card. A piece of ephemera. I would always rather be happy than be dignified. And there is a cherub with a pearl, and pearl is my birthstone also, so it's just all kind of fitting. Look at this beautiful lace. And here's another photo of a picture of when my Sheila here was in the process of being built. I had that out. That's one of my diffusers, and I just love it. It plays beautiful spa-like music. And this is her favorite. We didn't realize we were making memories. We just knew we were having fun. Oh my, yes. Oh yes. I just love that. Oh, where'd that come from? Oh, that's attached to here. Oh, look at that beautiful piece of fabric. Oh. And Vickie always stitches in red. That's one of her signatures. And I think that perfectly matched to Vickie. And this is the bead from her bracelet. That is an old bracelet of hers. And that beautiful trim that came from Eve. Another piece. Oh, how pretty. Okay, I'm not going to try and pull that out. Oh, there we go. Another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. 50 Shades of Pink. Another Vickie. Look at all the inspiration in here. This is just amazing. And here's another one. I don't exactly know if Vickie would have used fruits in this herself, but it's like tea rose and rhubarb. Vintage tea rose with something else and with something else. And look how beautiful. It just makes a beautiful piece of ephemera. All the wonderful stamping. Oh, friend. And she has boxed that off and made that, used a nameplate on that for friend. Vickie, you just melt me. There's a beautiful card on the inside here. Vickie takes custom orders. You just need to contact Vickie. It's just beautiful. Oh my goodness. This looks like another Edith Holden page. How beautiful. Does that look like someone's pouring something in the tub? That's beautiful. It's a coupon, a vintage coupon. Oops. Oh, I see it. It's a piece of my trim. I have to put that. I'll do that later. Look at this beautiful pocket with lace, cut out with lace. And then there's some photo mats. I love this. What if I fall? But my darling, what if I fly? I love that. Look at the beautiful color on this paper. Is that not just gorgeous? And Vickie has done that, and she actually, in our group, showed us a dresser that she had refurbished, and she used that type of molding, which she made herself, and her dresser was just amazing. Some sari silk up there. Another vintage postcard. Actually, a lot of those are antique. They're very old. Oh, and this is a picture of my YouTube. My YouTube picture. That's what that's a picture of. Beautiful nurses in healthcare. You and I are more than just friends. We're like a really small gang. That's perfect. That's perfect. More. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Beautiful little card, which she puts a grommet in. And they hang so pretty. Oh, you got a lot of postcards from Eve. I love it. Look at that beautiful trim. And all of Vickie's stuff smells so wonderful. This must be gessoed a bit and a bit of stamping going on. Another one of her lovely, lovely, lovely leaves. And just a little bit of a collage on corrugated paper. There's the little blue bead, which is very precious. Very, very precious. Comes from her mother, and she only has a few of them. I feel so honored that you would put one into my book. Here's another card. Little pearl. And that's how we end the book. The back just has a personal note to me. How gorgeous is that? Just beautiful. There was also a book, an old book, a very old book, and some ephemera, some old ephemera, and different pieces, which they're too numerous to actually show, but there's a lot here, and some of it's like very, very, very lovely, very old. I just love that. And there was a few other pieces, some old books like this. Oops, bring it down a bit. And a sketchbook. Look at that. Oh. And there's a few more. This box was just stunningly full. Full of everything. Oh, look at these. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've looked at all of these, but every time I look at them, that's what I feel. Oh my goodness, look at these. So beautiful. They're 1952. And then this is very special because this was also included. Picture of my girlfriends. Look at those two. Those two. Always up to shenanigans. Those two. But I love them. I love those two. Thank you for joining me to do a walkthrough of this beautiful, amazing, amazing journal. She is Vickie West. She is Talccplus. Where did I leave my little paper? She is Talccplus on YouTube. On Instagram. This is what happens when I. There. She is on Instagram. She's Talccplus, and she is the West. That's how she signs her work. And she does custom work. She can be reached through the Facebook Bohodaydreams or leave her a message on her Instagram. Anyway, everybody, I hope that you are as amazed by this as I was to receive it. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon and week going into the Independence Day celebrations. Be safe. Bye-bye.